So hi everybody and welcome back to this Unreal Engine 5 full game tutorial series for absolute beginners. This is video 39 and in this video I want to add 1 hurt to my hurt bar. How I make this, you can see I walk in, the scroll pops up and then I overlap with the scroll, for example, and I get a hurt. Of course the scroll overlapping system is not right implemented here, you should do this on your own, but I want just add a hurt. And how we do this is here, first of all, I find my scroll, or perhaps you should replace this one with a hurt to indicate you are picking up a hurt or life or something like that. And then in there you go to the event graph, and here we already made something like this one. That was this overlap with our character. And then we already made also this, like I said, this delay and destroy actor, which you can make a little bit better how to pick up. So here, instead of going there, we go out here and start with a do once node. Do once node means just please don't overlap too much, because if you are not doing this do once node here, it can happen that your character is overlapping. Let's make it here fast. More times. So let me show you. You can see I overlap 1 time, but I get 2 hurts, and the reason sometimes there are parts of your character which are overlapping as well, because I have not set it disabled it, for example the static mesh, then the capsule component and so on. And all this kind you can solve in different ways. One easy way is just do once. Do once, again, you can make this do once also with variable, which is a little bit cheaper than this one, but in my case I use this one here. Okay, this one is clear now. We need here do once, which means just execute this code here 1 time. And then what we do is I get the game mode. Again, it's not the best way. We make again a hard reference, but in my case we get the game mode, get game mode. So why I'm getting the game mode, by the way, because my hurt numbers are here, my very important numbers. For example, hurt number is important, my health is important, and this kind of stuff. Alright, so my hurt is in game mode, that's why I get my game mode. I use a cast, like I said, it's not the best, but then you cast it to your game mode, or find a better solution, perhaps interface using or other things. And then I promoted this one here just to the variable. I already did this one, and you can see if you make this, then you have this kind of stuff. This is just to get the game mode, so we have access to hurt number, because when we have now access here to this hurt number, we can just add 1 to it, and you can see this here is just adding +1 hurt. And how we do this, you have here the point, or you can just use also the variable which we created. It's the same thing like this one. And then you set, okay, in my game mode is my hurt. First I get it, current hurt, I called it get current, not health, current hurt number. Okay, first I get this one, then I say, okay, because this one is adding 1. Last time when we stand in fire, we subtracted 1. Here we add 1. That's why I make a +1. And then here again from game under the hurt number, this time set hurt number, because now we are changing the value here, and then we connect this one here. And if you do this one, you have something like this one here, and you can see there on top. On my other implementation here, I have here something different. What is that? Clamp. You can all values clamp. What means clamp? Because I want that a certain number should be stay in a certain range. For example, in my hurt case, I have max 4 hurts here, and not -1 and -2 and something like that. So I start with the 0. I would start here when I have here the hurt with 0. And max 4, and clamp means, okay, I guarantee for you that you stay in this range. Then you can make this one here, so you drag out from here, clamp. And by the way, you can use this for every number which you want, which should stay in a certain range and go not above or below. And then you set here your min number, and here my max number is 4. Even I never go to min number, perhaps I still set it so. Then you connect this one here, and this one is just doing, doesn't matter how many hertz you add, you will not go over 4. for example 7, 8. And this is very important for gameplay, because if you have, let's say, 5 hertz or 5 or this health number, you should normally hurt number and health values and all these values normally which you have here, you should also clamp, because if you clamp, then you are not run into the mistake that you have a value which is higher than expected, and that can cause problems. So this clamp is very powerful. Use it when you have it. And you can see this is our just setting exactly that I did here as well. This is just setting up this one. Let's comment this perhaps. So let's make here a comment and write here add hurt. That's enough. And then you can see after this one I already made it. I made a delay and then destroy actor. And this one you can still solve better, but I'm not doing this right now here because I'm concentrating on hurt. And now we have to do one more thing. We have added the value to the hurt number in our game mode, this here. But the problem is this one is not updated on our widget. What I mean with widget, when I start here the game, you can see this is the gameplay widget here. And this hurt number needs to be updated. So we have to call this update hurt. And we did already this one time, but not with adding, with subtracting. If you remember, when I stay here in the fire, for example, I lost a hurt. And we made this already here, in my case also in the game mode. That was here fire damage. Also I stay here in fire, I get fire damage, I subtracted my health bar, and then I checked if we were below the current health, and then we subtracted here, and then we made this check here. I hope you remember this one here. And actually we can use this again. So what I mean with that is, here I check is the current health number equals 0 or below. And then I say, okay, if you are not, for example, if you are, yes, if you are below 0, and so I want to show you something else. That's why I'm stocking here. Okay, here you are equal 0 or below 0, doesn't matter. We are going here and then we're subtracting in both cases. You can see. But important is here not the subtracting, important is what comes later. Then we said we wanted update this widget here, right? And then I said, okay, get all widget of class. Again, not the best solution, but for this one, we made this and then cast it to the widget. Here, also get all widget of class, set the widget which you want get here, and then update hurt. We called this one from there update hurt because our widget class has this update hurt. Let me open this one up. We get this one, and this one has anywhere this function update hurt here, and this one will set our hurt. This thing we already did, right? So that what we already made. This is not a problem. But here I said, okay, I need again this update here, right? And which means I can just copy this one. So you can just select this first, Control C, then go to your scroll and then just paste it here, Control V. Okay, that was something strange. What was that? Why is this Control C? Perhaps I copied here a little bit more than I should. Let's copy this one only here, copy this one. And now Control V. All right, that is working. So, but you can see we can, this is one way which is definitely working, and you can make it, and then you will just get this one here, Control C, and then Control V here, and then get here hurt number, get hurt number, and update hurt. So that is that. All right, and then you can connect this one here and compile, save, and I think that will already work. And we can test this. We go here, I walk in, it there goes up, it updates. It is working nice. But you can see I've got there something differently a little bit, right? What is this? This looks much easier than this. And actually what what normally programmers do, but not here in Unreal Engine for beginners, is also at least not in beginner state, is they are refactoring and they make it easier. Like I said, I'm doing a lot of prototyping, which means I make not the code very easy. It is not the best way, and sometimes also wrong places. You can see it says here wrong place, and this instead casting, don't use casting for performance and all this kind of stuff. But important is here, this code what I just copied and will work, this is just our update herd. This one we can call here instead of copying here. So you can see I just, oops, I have deleted it. I just copied it here. Instead we can use it here again. And how we use that here? Then you select this part here and say, okay, let's make this a function, right? How we make this a function? You click right click and then collapse to function. And careful, not all time you can collapse everything to a function. If it, for example, if the function got a delay, you can't collapse it to a function because a function can't contain a delay and something like that. But in this case, it is just a normal call which we can. So you select this one, right click, collapse to function. I already did this, and you can see this one here is exactly the same code here, just minimized. You can see it starts here, the function name, you named this one here what you like. I called it update herd number. This is the function name, and this part is the same like before here. And now I can connect this one here, and I could skip this part here. And interesting is this one I can do here on the bottom as well, because you can see this one here is update function as well, the exact same thing like here, which means I can connect this one here, or better, don't connect this because this one can go to other place. Let's make this separately. So we can call this one here again. Let's call this one so update herd numbers, and then connect this one here and here. So this code starts to look very, very easy. Like I said, when you do refactoring, you have this is it looks better for organization purposes, and important also for reuse. In this case it is a reuse. Why it is this in this case a reuse? Let me show you what happens now. Because I created now this function, right? First of all, the code looks very easier, simpler, but the important part, it is not only looking simpler. I can go to my scroll now, and now from the game mode, which I get from here, you can get it from here, then you can call update herd numbers as well. And you can see this one is called then code reuse, very easy, and all starts to look very simple, right? And that was the point what I wanted to explain you here, and what I'm not doing in this tutorials, because this kind of stuff takes a little bit more time, because I have to clean up. What I show you most time in these tutorials are just like this one. Instead doing here better, simpler code, I make just this one, because this kind of stuff you do anyway. When I double click on the function, this one I have here, this is just additional step which programmers should make later to make their program better. So for example, you want to make a better code, make a function or collapse it to other things, make it simpler, look simpler, the code becomes very small, for example, like I showed you here as well. This looks very big, right, this code here, but look this, there is a comment, it says just character die, right? This comment is important. Why? Because you can say, okay, let's select all this kind of stuff. Let's remember this comment character die, right click. And like I said, not all time you can make this a function. Perhaps we have here anything which is not allowing us. In this case, perhaps it allows, perhaps not. It's not important. important is you can even collapse to function, collapse just a node, or collapse to a macro. Let's collapse this time to a node. Think. And important is here, just call the comment character die so that you know it. And again, you see the big code is gone and looks super small. And this kind of stuff you have to do later. But again, for tutorials, I'm not doing this one, because what happens is now, when I have to click here, I jump to this code here. Then I have to jump back and show you this one. And then I click here, then I jump to this code here. So if you're working on your own, this is effective. But if you are not working on your own to show something on YouTube or so, I don't know. It's still effective, but it is, yeah, jumping. I don't know if jumping is so so good. All right, with that said, if you have any questions, like all time, write in the comment section. See you on the next video. Bye. Good luck, and like all time, have fun and never give up.